Okay, blood is very different compared to bone and compared to fat and cartilage and areolar tissue because the matrix is liquid. Literally, the matrix is over 90% water, and what we call that matrix specifically in blood is plasma. It's just the fluid part of your blood. Now, the part that's not fluid in your blood are all the cell-looking things, and those are called formed elements. And we have three types of formed elements in our blood. And I would really like you to know the proper term for all these. So yes, you have red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. You do need to know those, but you also need to know their actual cell name or some of these aren't actual true cells, but their actual terminology. So, erythro means red. So, erythrocyte is a red cell, and in this case, red blood cell. The prefix leuko in Greek means white. So this is your white blood cell. And then the prefix thrombo means to clot. So thrombocyte is a to clotting cell or to clot cell. So those are called your platelets. So please make sure you know those proper terms for these cells. And you can see that most of your blood in the picture on the upper right hand corner, most of these little pink circles, those are all erythrocytes. The only one that's a leukocyte, the white blood cell, is the big one in the middle with that purple nucleus. So not that many white blood cells in your body. And actually, in this picture, I don't even see platelets. Unless that's just a spot on my computer screen. Platelets are very, very small, much smaller than red blood cells. This little tiny thing right here, that could be a speck on my computer screen, or that could be a platelet. Not sure. But they're really, really tiny. I'm not seeing any other ones. But we'll talk about blood in detail later on. Functions of blood. A lot of different things. Your red blood cells, their job is to transport things like oxygen, right? Also, the red blood cells can help with CO2 transport. So nutrients and waste as well. Your blood also plays a very important role in body temperature. We'll talk about that next chapter with the skin. And your pH levels, your chemical levels, making sure that we're not too acidic or not too basic, too alkaline. Your body kind of, remember, homeostasis. We don't want too much of anything or too little of anything. So we'll talk about how the lungs and the kidneys help with that next semester. And then your white blood cells, the main job of your white blood cells is your immune function to help fight and kill things. So to summarize this top bullet, this would be more of your red blood cells and your plasma. This bottom bullet would be your white blood cells. And then platelets, we've talked about in chapter 1, that's the clotting folks. So you can see in this picture, we cover all these red, white, and this would be a platelet. Now, last thing on this slide, why is blood considered a connective tissue? Well, you can make many arguments for it. One, it does connect most of your body together, right? The blood that's pumped out of your heart goes to your liver, goes to your kidneys, goes to your eyeballs, goes to your brain. So, all that stuff is connected in your body, but it's how this is developed. As we're developing in mom's womb, still first trimester, we're basically these little alien plates that have 3 layers to them. And this middle layer makes all of your connective tissue. And blood is found in that middle layer. And then the other reason is blood is made in the red bone marrow. Bone marrow is found inside of your bone, which is a connective tissue. So bone's a connective tissue, and your bone stuff makes blood. You can also make the argument that that's why it's considered a connective tissue.